until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty. O.J. Simpson was found not guilty during his criminal trial, yet goes through another trial where they say he's guilty in the civil suit, and the Goldman family won $33.5 million in a civil suit where they found him, well, they found, in the one suit he's found not guilty of murdering their son and Simpson's ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, yet they award him $33.5 million for the crime that was found not to be a crime, or at least that he did not commit that crime. I just find it very interesting how you can have both issues at the same time. Now, how does Simpson make that much money while he's in prison and not have it part of that same case? Well, most of the money, or the money that he's making, is from his 401k and from his pension plan. So pension income is not subject to these type of suits. So that's where the money's coming from. That's why he's not having to pay it. Find it fascinating. It'll be interesting to see what other people have to say as far as what their opinions are. Let me know. Ron Siegel Radio on Facebook. Taking a look further, the Senate health care bill, that's in the news this morning as well. This is another one that I'm finding very interesting. The more you listen, instead of listening to the echo chamber that is the media right now. So I'm listening to some of the information on the health care bill that the Senate has proposed. And the CBO report, which I think is very misleading, I'll tell you why. Not that they're incompetent or anything along those lines, but I'll tell you why it's misleading. But it says that they're going to liberate 22 million people from the requirement to buy health insurance. Now, let me ask you this simple question. Prior to Obamacare, did you have health insurance? Most of us, many of us did. You remember when the whole claim of Obamacare was there's 10 million people that are not on insurance programs. 10 million people out of 330 million. 10 million people are not on any kind of insurance. We've got to get them on a plan. So Obamacare forces them to be on some sort of insurance or to get a penalty. Now, here's the issue. Does that mean because the new program does not mandate that people have insurance, that all those people who had insurance previously are no longer going to get insurance? That's the way the CBO score works. So even though these people are liberated and don't have to buy insurance, and the CBO comes out and says, well, if you don't have to buy it, you won't. Not true. 22 million people get liberated. $420 billion in the federal deficit reduction. And the Obamacare premiums will drop by 25%. 25%. That's a huge number. And I think that's another one that's a very strong number. Good reason there to be looking at this bill. Now, the Cruz amendment, he's trying, at least Ted Cruz is doing something. It's not like Rand Paul, who basically says, I want everything I want, or I'm taking my game and going home. That's Rand Paul, that's obstruction, that's just like the Democrats, no difference. Ted Cruz at least says, let's put forth this amendment and allow people, if they want, they can actually buy the premiums that they want. They can buy the program, and his amendment somewhat says, if you like your insurance, your Obamacare insurance, you can keep your Obamacare insurance. Well, they're calling this the Consumer Freedom Amendment. 2.2 million more people will get health insurance. It'll lower consumer premiums by $7,000 a year. Gotta love that. $7,000 a year, premiums dropping. And again, if you want to keep your Obamacare, keep your Obamacare. Love that idea, and at least it's got a little bit of support going there. And maybe we can finally get out from under Obamacare. That'd be a nice issue. Shared this with you just recently, moving on in the news, that I thought this may come down the pike, and here it is. The FTC is probing allegation of Amazon's deceptive discounting. Part of its review of Amazon's agreement to buy Whole Foods, the Federal Trade Commission is looking into allegations that Amazon misleads customers about its pricing discounts, according to a source close to the probe. The FTC is probing a complaint brought by the advocacy group Consumer Watchdog, which looked at 1,000 products on Amazon's website in June and found that Amazon put price references or list prices on about 46% of them. An analysis found that in 61% of products with reference prices, Amazon's reference prices were higher than that it sold the same product in the previous 90 days, Consumer Watchdog said in a letter to the FTC dated July 6th. So that's going to be a big issue, watching what's going on with the probe there. I could have guessed you don't want to fight the federal government. And even though Bezos has a lot of money, the federal government has even more. May not be a good sign for Mark Bezos. Speaking of a good sign, Mark Warner, Senator Mark Warner, coming out and giving a preemptive admonishment to President Trump. I find this fascinating. After we went and watched all the criminals, the crooks, that President Obama pardoned, Mark Warner is coming out and telling President Obama that he should not pardon people. You got to love this. So Mark Warner, he is a Democrat, leading Democrat, I think he's from Virginia, is telling President Obama that it would be unwise or outside of his powers to pardon if he and I think it would be great. I'd love to see President Trump do this. Go through, and even though we've got all this garbage going on with Robert Mueller, hiring everybody that's an anti-Trumper, I mean, Preet Bharara, he hires him after Trump fires him. That makes a lot of sense. You're going to get a real unbiased opinion that way. So the rumor has it, there was a rumor in the Washington Post. Now we know you can't really believe a whole lot of the mainstream media, but the Washington Post came out with an article saying that Trump was consulting with his advisors about pardoning his aides, family members, and even himself with regard to Russia. Now, so far there's nothing there. But if he just goes and does this pardon, then you say, okay, well, it's pretty simple. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Now Mueller can go and do whatever he wants to do without all this garbage about the gotcha stuff that's going on. I think it would be great. I said the same thing, that I thought that I was really surprised. The one pardon that I was very, very surprised that President Obama didn't do. I was very surprised that we did not see a pardon of Hillary Clinton on his way out the door. Fascinating to me, and it leads somewhat to the idea of why didn't President Obama ever bring the Russian issues up while they were still in the middle of the campaign. Just another one of those things that you have to scratch your head and say, what's going on here? Is there something to this that President Obama really didn't want Hillary Clinton to be the next president? You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, singles are falling for their dream home. Dream home first. We'll talk about that. Secured versus unsecured credit cards. 8 financial mistakes you may be making right now and how to fix them. Jobs with the biggest recent salary increases. Your dream honeymoon without paying for it. We've got a lot to chat about. You can reach us anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
What if your family business could help clothe a less fortunate family? Or your restaurant could feed truly hungry people? What if you could help to comfort the lonely? Plant sustainable resources where nothing has ever grown before? Or make a child's lifelong wish come true? What What if all you had to do was simply do nothing more than what your business already does every day? Would you do it? Introducing Processing for a Cause, a unique program that turns a percentage of your business's credit card volume into ongoing donation dollars for nonprofit organizations and foundations. Simply switch your credit card processing provider to Processing for a Cause and begin supporting a worthy cause today. The process is simple, and the cause will change lives forever. Processing for a Cause.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel lending team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel lending team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Are you a veteran?
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Good morning, Jason. I love that profile picture you've got going there. Great picture. That is, got to get one of those myself. I did get a CCW permit or went through the class. So big time supporter there. 8 financial mistakes you may be making right now and how to fix them. That is the subject of today's Mortgage Minute, brought to you by Gold Star Mortgage when you're ready for that next mortgage. Gold Star, if you're out shopping for a house, Gold Star has the programs. They have the fast pass approval. Great program there, so you don't have to worry about having to put a loan contingency on your next offer. What are the financial mistakes that you may be making right now, and how do we correct them? So keeping up with your finance, and I'll tell you right now, I am not a financial advisor. I had that license, but I like the idea of being able to give you an honest opinion on things. When you're a financial advisor, when you've got all these different licenses, you get all kinds of regulation. So even though they're good people a lot of times with these licenses, and they're doing a good job, there are certain things that they know that they're not allowed to say. And that's what really bothers me about a lot of these areas. So I don't have the license. I just come on here and I tell you that I am not licensed, had them, understand the programs. I can tell you my opinion, what I would do, and put you in touch with people that understand some of the same concepts. Keeping up with your finances doesn't come easily to everyone. For some, it can be a breeze to set up a diverse investment portfolio. For others, the mere thought of doing your taxes stresses you out. And even those who are good with money may be making a few financial blunders. So here are some of them. Number 1, missing out on increasing interest rates. The national average interest earned on money in a savings account these days is, are you ready for this? 0.23%. Ow! Yeah, there are options out there that offer a much higher rate. It may seem like a big deal to switch banks, but the truth is it's literally costing you money. There are safe, secure areas that you can get a significant amount more. We've brought on folks that will help let you invest in mortgages. 6% interest on some of those. There's some places where you can invest in insurance companies. There's good pay there. Paying too much for your mortgage. You might think there's no way around paying your hefty monthly mortgage payments, but the truth is you could be eligible for a much lower payment. Refinancing your mortgage could yield a lower interest rate, which over a 30-year loan can add up to some serious savings. We've talked about that one in the past as well, and with our friends over at Gold Star. Tell them that I said that Ron told you. They're going to waive your lender fees for you. Rick doesn't like that sometimes, but it's all fun. Number 3, not taking advantage of credit card rewards programs. For many people, using a credit card is simply a way to buy now and pay later. Except nowadays, there's tons of credit card options to choose from, many with their own rewards programs. Rewards programs can be a great way to earn from your everyday spending. Make sure you're watching the interest rates if you don't pay your card in full. Make sure that you do that double payment that I've talked about many, many times. Go online a week before your payment due date. schedule your payment for immediately so it hits there as quickly as possible, and then schedule the balance, whatever you can, right before. You want to make one payment before the statement closing date, one payment before the due date. That's going to help you get the best credit scores possible. Paying interest on your credit card, obviously that is a financial mistake that many, many people make. Try to get those credit cards down so you're not paying interest. Some of them are extremely high interest rates. Review the terms and check and see what matches your credit profile, matches your lifestyle. But again, we're making one payment right before the statement closing date as much as you can, and then you just make a minimum payment or pay it off right before the due date. That's going to get you your best credit scoring options. Number 5, not having life insurance. Easy to think you don't need life insurance, especially when you're young and healthy. It may seem like an added monthly expense that you don't need. However, there are a number of situations where despite your age and your health, it's financially responsible to have life insurance. If you have children, you may want to make sure they will be taken care of if anything happens to you. I've never seen an issue. I've never seen this happen where somebody that's young plans on a death, right? I mean, we just saw the kids riding the bikes down there on the 405 freeway doing some really foolish things, but one of them had an accident and was killed. They did not plan that when they went out doing those foolish things. Neglecting your health. You're mistaken if you think your health and your finances are not connected to each other. For one, if you live an unhealthy lifestyle, chances are your body won't hold up as long as it would otherwise. You may eventually have to fork over hundreds or thousands of dollars towards medical bills. Love the idea, the Cruz amendment there, where you can have a health savings account and set that up so you can just save your own money, make your own decisions. And here's the beauty of that. Right now is when insurance companies pay the bill for everything, a lot of people don't worry about the cost. Think about this idea. LASIK surgery. Do you realize how much the cost of LASIK surgery has come down? Insurance companies aren't paying for it. So they look at that as being a cosmetic issue. So if they're doing that as a cosmetic issue, then it's not an insurance item. And the insurance companies then say, well, if you want it, you have to pay for it yourself. If you're paying for it yourself, you're doing a lot more homework on that than otherwise. That's why it's such a big issue to go the other way. Go and boy, that would just be watching the health savings accounts. You're watching where you're going to check and see what hospital, what's the room charge for a doctor's visit, right? There's a big issue. Good morning, Todd. Glad to see you with us today. What's the room charge? You know, you might want to go from St. Jude's to St. Joseph's and Hogue if you're in Orange County. And there are 3 different communities, different charges, but go and check those out. See if it makes sense for you. I'm just throwing that out there because when you're dealing with a health savings account, you watch how quick, when competition comes in, these prices that these hospitals charge is going to go down. Number 8, not planning for retirement. Just like with life insurance, you might think that since retirement is far off for you, you don't need to think about it quite yet. But you'd be doing yourself a huge disservice by putting off planning for retirement. It's a good idea to think about your retirement as soon as possible so you are more likely to have the retirement in the future that you dream about now. You want to make sure that you have enough savings to live off of when it comes time to retire. If you don't plan early enough, you could find yourself living on next to nothing. You can start easily now. If you're 20, 25 years old, putting $20, $30 a month away, just spend half your money that you're spending at Starbucks right now and put it away. Great tool. We're gonna post some information on a great tool. Maybe we'll see if Christopher Bissonette from Mass Mutual can come and join us on a broadcast real soon. He's got a great tool. It's a budgeting tool. I think it's be super for everybody, and he gives it away for free. That's the idea. That's the type of heart that I'm looking for when we talk about our guests on Ron Siegel Radio. That is the Mortgage Minute, again, brought to you by our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage, the only ones with the Fast Pass loan approval. Fast Pass loan approval. Happiest, I love this. I saw this story, I thought on a wonderful Friday morning. Might share this one with you. The Happiest Places in America, the 2017 edition. Happiness in the United States is the lowest it's been in a decade, according to the 2017 World's Happiness Report from the United Nations. I thought it would have been coming from Disney, but I guess it comes from the United Nations. Even so, the U.S. still ranked 14th on the list that considered 155 nations, but that's on a country level. What about within the country? Which counties across the U.S. rank as the happiest places in America in 2017? The findings: Virginia reigns as the place for happy people. For the second year in a row, the two happiest places in America are in Virginia. You already knew that if you are a Virginia lover, but it's also a great destination for happy people. The Deep South continues to struggle. 14 of the bottom 20 places in our study are in Alabama, Georgia, and Louisiana. This is not the first time we've seen this trend, so here's to hoping the Deep South can make some changes in 2018. Double happiness in New Jersey. Besides Virginia, New Jersey is the only state to have two counties appear in the top 10. People in the West are more active. The Western U.S. may not have many happy places.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
But is more active than the East. Of the top 10 places in America where people get their recommended level of physical activity, 7 are in Western states. Colorado is particularly strong, with 3 of the top 5 most active. Oregon and California did well too. So the third happiest places study, you can find the 2016 and 17 issue online. Fairfax County, Virginia is number 1. Loudoun County, Virginia, number 2. Ozaukee County, Wisconsin, number 3. Carver County, Minnesota, number 4. Douglas County, Colorado, number 5. Hunterdon County in New Jersey, Chester County, Pennsylvania, Morris County, New Jersey, and Delaware County, Ohio. Howard County, Maryland round out the top. To find the happiest places in America, the survey created an index to rank the happiest counties. They pulled data from several sources, used 8 metrics to create the index. They used 2 metrics to gauge physical health, average life expectancy, and the percentage of population receiving the recommended weekly exercise. 2 metrics were used to calculate personal financial health, personal bankruptcy, and the ratio of median household income to cost of living. Divorce and marriage rates allowed them to gauge family stability. County's overall economic strength came from data on unemployment and poverty rates. Happiness index, they combined all 8 metrics, giving them equal weight. And there you have it. That is the study on the happiest places in America. Those are by county. And you are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, singles are falling for their dream home first. Unsecured versus secured credit cards, and some of the jobs with the biggest recent salary gains. We've got a lot to cover still today. You can reach us anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender. Licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Is your credit score over over 800. Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel lending team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel lending team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel lending team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Do you own real estate or have assets over $150,000? Do you know one of your heirs will be the probate courts and the IRS? If you don't have a living trust, you will go through probate. Call Heritage Financial Services toll free at 1-855-434-7400 for a free review. Check us out on Facebook, Heritage Financial Service in Lake Forest, California. That's 1-855-434-7400. Again, 1-855-434-7400.
You're listening to...
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
What if your family business could help clothe a less fortunate family? Or your restaurant could feed truly hungry people? What if you could help to comfort the lonely? Plant sustainable resources where nothing has ever grown before? Or make a child's lifelong wish come true? What if all you had to do was simply do nothing more than what your business already does every day? Would you do it? Introducing Processing for a Cause, a unique program that turns a percentage of your business's credit card volume into ongoing donation dollars for nonprofit organizations and foundations. Simply switch your credit card processing provider to Processing for a Cause and begin supporting a worthy cause today. The process is simple, and the cause will change lives forever. Processing for a Cause.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel lending team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel lending team knows that character is more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission, lending partners will give a credit at closing, the title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message. And as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. 1990. Real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T to 79564. NEST, N-E-S-T to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. Singles are falling for their dream home before they even go to any other home. Singles, 24% of all recent buyers were single at the time of purchase. So here they are. They're looking at dream homes. First-time buyers, 17% of the first-time buyers are women. 8% are men. 34% of first-time buyers. The average age. Sorry about that. Average age of the first-time buyer. 34 for the women. 31 for the men. Income. $48,400 for women, $58,300 for men. Repeat buyers, 16% are women, 7% are men. 55 is the age of women, 57 is the age of women, 55 is the age of men. 63,700 are the repeat buyers. Women is their income. The men, 74,100. Primary reason for buying: women, 38% to 37% desire to own a home of their own. On the change in financial situation reason, 11% of them are women, 16% are men, desire to be closer to family, friends, and relatives. The women say 9% of the time, men say 4% of the time. According to NAR's profile on home buyers and sellers, the share of recent home buyers who were single at the time of purchase held steady at 24%. The percentage of first-time buyers who were single females rose to 17%, up from 16%, as the share of single men dropped from 11 to 8. And the primary reason for buying a home among singles was the desire to own a home of their own, 38% for women, 37% for men. Find out if you qualify to buy your dream home. Give us a call at 800-306-1990. Check out the Fast Pass from our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. That is the real-time real estate segment. Again, brought to you by the area-trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST to 79564. Checking out this house right here, a featured property today, brought to us by Paula Barrett, Marcy Thomas, over there at TNG Real Estate. 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, upscale Anaheim Hills living at its finest, single-story. 3-bedroom view home within the Sunset Ridge community. Front courtyard, entertainer's backyard with a view of the west, updated kitchen. And check out some of the information. I just shared this on Ron Siegel Radio on the Facebook page. They also have on this report, the home is in a convenient area, so it shows within 2 miles. Services within 2 miles. Cleaners, medical, pharmacy, gym, groceries. Coffee shop is 2.1. You got to walk to Starbucks. ATM, gas, movie theaters 3.1. The schools in the area, it's got on their report here as well. So it's got the Canyon Rim Elementary, El Rancho Charter School, Canyon High School. Close to Yorba Regional Park, Black Gold Golf Club, Orange Dog Park. A lot of food. That's my favorite part of it. That is the featured home. $768,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. 1,768 square feet, 7,740 is the lot size. That is, if you want more information, ready for this, text LIST 366-991 to 800-701-6509. I'm going to just post it right there. Ron Siegel Radio on the Facebook page. Featured home brought to you by Paula Barrett and Marcy Thomas right there. Just carrying on with a little bit more good information. Saw a report here that I wanted to share a little bit with you. Estate planning moves for right now. Number one, constantly be watching out for your beneficiary designations. Make sure those are always current and up to date. Right now we're at a $5.49 million federal estate tax exemption. Estate planning is only a concern for the rich, right? Nah, not exactly. In fact, regardless of your income or net worth, there's one estate planning move you should probably make right now. And again, that's number one, check the beneficiary designations on your life insurance policies, bank accounts, brokerage firm accounts, retirement accounts. Also, make sure that you have gotten together with Al Manfrey about a trust. Laura Meyer and her firm will take care of trusts for you as well. They're going to be here, I think they're in studio next week with me. But make sure you get in on those trusts. Do you want the government, do you want the state of California to be determining where your family is going, what the returns are for your family? I suggest that it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be in that arena. So why would you want to have the state dealing with that? I'm not a fan of it. Everybody in California has an estate plan. The question is, are you going to determine what it is, or are you leaving it for the government? Oh, Robin, what the pizza comment is today is National Junk Food Day. So we're just trying to find out what your favorite junk food is. Make sure you put that right there on the Facebook page. Check that one out. Kenny, glad to see you with us as well. So go ahead and put that information in there. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation on estate planning for right now, and maybe some of the things you might want to be looking at, new rules that'll hurt from the medical debt starting in September. We'll talk about that as well. Do you want to die with money in the bank? Got a lot still to cover. So remember, you can reach us anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Isn't it time you found out the truth about FHA-insured home equity conversion? No, it's not your grandfather's reverse mortgage. This just may be the finest financial planning strategy available for all homeowners of retirement age. Helping protect what you've earned is the job of your board of directors with continued education. Major research has shown that using a HECM will significantly enhance the success rate of a retiree's portfolio and legacy. Please allow us to educate. For your complimentary consultation, call Jay Kaplan at 949-300-3855. That's 949-300-3855.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRE NMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio, or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has these solutions for you. And the question this morning, or at least the comments this morning, secured versus unsecured credit cards. What are the differences? And are you thinking about applying for your first credit card? Maybe you're trying to repair your credit history. Either way, you're likely to come across the term secured credit card. But what is a secured credit card and how does it differ from an unsecured card? Each type of card targets a different set of users and poses different risks and benefits. One way to categorize credit cards is to look at them as secured versus unsecured cards. A secured card is backed by a cash deposit you make once you're approved for the card. This initial deposit acts as collateral for the account, meaning the issuer can use those funds if you're unable to pay the bill. This makes secured cards a good option for those with no credit or damaged credit. The deposit amount also typically determines the credit limit for the card, and most deposit minimums start at $200. An unsecured credit card is not backed by a deposit. Without a security deposit, you have more freedom to spend on the card. Whether you spend responsibly, though, is up to you. If you miss payments, the issuer can come after you instead of using the deposit. This makes unsecured credit cards more suited for those with more credit card experience. The credit limit depends on factors such as your credit score and payment records. Unsecured cards usually have a lower interest rate than secured cards. How does a secured credit card work? Well, when applying for a secured credit card, make sure to bring the cash deposit with you. This will serve as the credit limit on the card as well as collateral. If you miss too many payments, the issuer will draw on the deposit to cover their losses. It reduces the risk of falling into debt with a credit card. This additional security helps prevent you from defaulting on payments, making these cards a good option to build your credit. Your best bet might be making small purchases every month. That way you can more easily pay the bill on time and in full. This paves the way to better credit and better unsecured credit cards. Secured credit cards typically have higher interest rates. Interest collects when there is a remaining balance on the card. Being a timely and responsible payer will prevent these extra costs from adding up. A secured card is not the same as a prepaid card, though they may seem similar. Prepaid cards have a set amount of money loaded onto them. With every purchase made, the value of the card decreases. Luckily, if you are able to use your card responsibly, you can receive your security deposit back when you close the secured credit card, when the issuer doesn't have to cover unpaid bills with your deposit. You can get the entire amount back. How does unsecured credit cards work? Well, because unsecured credit cards don't require a deposit, qualifying for one depends on your payment history, credit score, and credit report. Usually you'll need an average to excellent credit score to qualify for an unsecured credit card. Even if you can get an unsecured card with poor credit, you'll probably see higher rates and fees. Similar to unsecured cards, you could also use an unsecured card to build your credit. But with no deposit to fall back on, you run a higher risk of damaging your credit if you cannot make payments. Plus, carrying a balance on the card means you end up paying more than you want due to interest. Unsecured cards tend to come with more extra benefits than secured credit cards. Since unsecured card holders tend to be more reliable. The cards often come with lower fees, higher credit limits, and more opportunities. Which credit card is best for you? Well, both secured and unsecured cards pose different benefits and risks. Determining which kind is best for you will depend on your personal finances and spending habits. Both types of cards work toward building your credit if you're a responsible user. Both kinds will often come with additional annual fees and varying interest rates. Exact amounts will, of course, depend on the actual cards, and make sure you shop around for what is in your best interest. The bottom line, before applying for a credit card, you want to figure out which card is right for you. It's useful to look into your personal financial history and current spending habits. That way you can work toward getting the credit score you need with the credit card you want. And if you need some information on that, need some help with it, just give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, and we'll have a chat about it. I'll see if we can put something together for you along those lines. We were talking before the break about estate planning issues, estate planning opportunities, and the idea that you can go ahead and get some great information on your estate planning if you will talk to Al Manfreak, talk to Laura Meyer. They're two wonderful folks who help out a lot with our listeners on their estate planning. Laura Meyer will be in next week. So they've talked about this idea in the past about the government having a plan for you either way. If you don't, it's called the default plan, and it's basically they're just going to put you into probate, and some court is going to decide where your money should be going. I don't like that idea of the court deciding where my money is going. I'm not sure if you have an excitement about that. I would say you probably do not, but that's just the way that plan works. One quick story. Real life case. An ex-wife collected $400,000 from her ex-husband's company savings and investment plan, even though the ex-wife had specifically waived any interest in the plan under the divorce decree. Believing the divorce agreement was the last word on the subject, the ex-husband failed to turn in the form required to officially change the plan beneficiary from his ex-wife to his daughter. He died 7 years after the divorce. The plan document stipulated that beneficiaries could only be changed by submitting the form. Supreme Court ruled that the hideously out-of-date beneficiary designation trumped the divorce agreement, so the wife got the $400,000, the daughter got stiffed. Think about those issues. They just happen all the time. So we want to make sure it does not happen to you. It does not happen to your family. Go ahead and keep. That's why I love the program that Al Manfrey has, is where he checks every single year. They'll do a estate plan checkup for our listeners, and they do it totally for free. Think about that concept. Jobs with recent salary increases. We're going to talk about some of the biggest ones that have big salary increases recently, and this is a report from Glassdoor. The pay boost range from 5 to 11%, all above the national average of 2.5% for salary increases. 13 with the largest pay increases. Number 13, communications manager, went to $84,000 in 2016 from $80,000, 5% increase. Underwriters, they had a 5% increase. Case managers, a 6% increase. Marketing coordinators, 6% increase. Claims adjusters, 6%. Admissions representative, data analyst, media planner, registered nurse, recruiters, implementation consultant, all had 7% increases. Sales managers had an 11% increase. Now, why are they getting all these increases? Well, it's because of demand. And if you're thinking about what the number one increase was, as far as from 2015 to 2016, from 45,000 to 50,000, certified nursing assistant, an 11% increase. Those are some of the jobs that had some really nice increases. You got to love those. I like sharing that information with people on a nice summer morning, just to give you some interesting information. And another one, I thought I saw this one as well. Just another one to share with you. Ways to have your dream honeymoon without paying a dime. Try an online honeymoon registry. Honey Fund, Honeymoon Wishes, Traveler's Joy allow you to raise funds for your honeymoon rather than registering for wedding gifts. Credit card rewards is another one. Whether you have a rewards card already or you're considering getting one, using the perks that come with it could help on that honeymoon. Entering giveaways and sweepstakes came in at number 3 on the list. Many giveaways and sweepstakes put out there can reward you with your dream honeymoon for free. And one that I'm not a fan of, ask for monetary gifts. Smart option for less tech-savvy couples who still wish to receive honeymoon funds instead of gifts. Ask for monetary gifts. Again, that is not my idea of a way of doing things, but I know that there's some people that is the issue, that is their way of doing things. So I just share that with you as well. And you know that I always share this one with you. Set your radio preset button, that very first one, to come back here every day and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who's engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun. Have a great day. Talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Hey. Pour me something tall and strong, make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.